This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Well, happy Thursday. It's November 17th. Thanks for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, $260,000 was spent on a program last year that teaches kids manners and dance skills right in our school district. Most parents and students haven't heard about it or been exposed to it. News 25 wanted to find out more. It took us a bit of digging, but we finally got some answers into what the Cotillion of Success is all about.
Nobody has heard the word cotillion before.
I set out on a mission to try to get the funding. This will do more good for the kids in this town than any video games.
Children are often unsure of themselves and lack the confidence to appropriately and respectfully socialize. The famous quote by Frederick Douglass, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men," speaks to its challenge. In 2019, Sharon Black originated the Cotillion for Success program in Las Vegas, Nevada. The objective of the program was to create a pay-it-forward youth development and socialization program that brings civility, patriotism, and knowledge of the Constitution into our schools. The program project in Pahrump included 10 lessons that would be filmed, including a formal dance and dinner. Kayla Point at J.G. Johnson Elementary School stated they have dresses, flowers, and materials for boutonnieres. The upcoming future will hold a fundraiser to cover the cost for tuxedo rentals.
Tuxedo rental we're going to look at doing some fundraising to try to cover those things.
Sylvia DeMasi at J.G. Johnson Elementary School explained the program and how it benefits the students living in Nye County.
The Cotillion for Success is something that was new to not just J.G. Johnson, but really our community, our county. The program was brought in to target 4th grade, so it involves teaching the students how to ballroom dance, but also teaching them appropriate etiquette so that when their final ballroom dancing performance takes place in front of the community and in front of their parents, they also sit down to a fancy lunch or dinner. And so it's really about bringing back etiquette, but also giving our students an opportunity to, attend a ballroom dancing, and dress up, and the kids get their hair done. The boys have tuxes.
Cotillion for Success founder Sharon Black brought this before the BOCC meeting in October 2021 to be approved through the COVID relief program for $260,000.
Approve an application for Cotillion for Success educational program under the Nye County COVID Relief Program and Policy by nonprofits, not-for-profits, and charities in the amount of $260,000, and grant the Nye County manager authority to execute the related grant agreements.
Nye County School District has made it available for all to utilize this program. J.G. Johnson is the only school taking advantage at this time. They have a volunteer dance instructor and is hoping to get donated attire for this year's cotillion. KPVM has requested a copy of lessons numerous times for several months with no success. There is a 5-minute completed video online, and Sharon Black provided footage to KPVM of what was shot during the original production. If any teacher with the Nye County School District would like to use this program, it is available for 10 years. They can contact the district office of J.G. Johnson Elementary School for more information.
And the Department of Corrections said that they have recaptured a walkaway inmate. The Nevada Department of Corrections reports that Roberto Munoz, an offender who walked away from the Casa Grande transitional housing in Las Vegas on November 15th, is now back in custody. The Nevada Department of Corrections Inspector General's office apprehended him at approximately 9 a.m. this morning in Las Vegas. Munoz was serving a sentence of 57 months to 12 years for 3 counts of grand larceny and 1 count of possession of a stolen vehicle. Additional charges are now pending. More news, including an update on the vape caper after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920.
Well, 3 people have been arrested in connection with a burglary that occurred at a convenience store. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says that they have more on the saga. The Nye County Sheriff's Office has an update concerning a burglary that occurred at 2 different locations here in Pahrump over the weekend. Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives released a photograph of a suspect believed to be involved in a burglary and a robbery where disposable vapes were stolen. Through the investigation, 20-year-old Tyler Jackson of Pahrump was identified as being involved in this burglary. Jackson was located on November 15th and arrested for an unrelated warrant, and during a search, disposable vapes were located in his possession, according to police. Jackson was then interviewed and, according to the report, admitted to being involved in the burglary of the Rebel gas station on Basin and Highway 160. Police say that he implicated an individual by the name of Miles Leach as being involved. A search warrant was executed for Leach's residence, resulting in him being arrested and booked on the charges related to that burglary. During a search, brass knuckles, they say, were located and identified that they belonged to an 18-year-old female by the name of Breeze Kalihi Malu. On November 16th, Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives pursued leads provided through social media regarding the burglary that identified an 18-year-old male by the name of Michael Guerrero. They say that he was involved in the burglary. Guerrero was interviewed by detectives, and they say he admitted to committing the burglary of the Rebel gas station with Jackson. Through interviews with the involved parties, it was learned that Jackson falsely implicated Leach as being involved because they say he was upset with him and wanted to protect Guerrero Jr. Due to the information learned, Miles Leach was released from custody, and they say he's not a suspect in the burglary of the Rebel gas station. Tyler Jackson has now been booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center and is facing the following charges: burglary of a business, conspiracy to commit burglary, receiving stolen property, maliciously seeking a felony arrest. Michael Guerrero was booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center and is facing the following charges related to the burglary: burglary of a business, conspiracy to commit burglary. Breeze Kalihi Humalu was booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center on the charge of possession of brass knuckles. The investigation into the robbery of the winery supermarket is continuing. If you have any information, you're urged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. And a presentation was held giving an update on the progress at the mine in Rhyolite, located just out of Beatty.
A couple other exciting announcements that you might have seen come in the news after last time that I was here in July is that we announced a couple of deals with American companies. So we are putting Nevada Lithium into U.S.-made electric vehicles. The first one I want to highlight is a little company called Ford Motor Company. We signed a 5-year binding agreement for 7,000 tons of lithium carbonate. It's about a third of our overall production. And got a quote here, from our CEO. Simply put, the strategic relationship means Nevada Lithium for American cars, creating jobs up and down the supply chain. We followed that up just, I think, a week or two after that with another binding offtake, this one with Prime Planet Energy and Solutions. That is a Toyota and Panasonic joint venture. Similar to 5-year binding agreement for 4,000 tons. So that's about a fifth of our output. So when you combine that with our previous offtake agreement with EcoPro Innovation, they're the second largest cathode manufacturer on the planet. Taking all that together, that completes as much as we're going to sell pre-production for lithium carbonate. Obviously, we hope to have some more, and we do have binding MOUs, as I mentioned, with Nevada companies, and certainly that's when those would come into play. But at this point in time, that represents all of our pre-production commitments. So some really exciting news. We're really excited to have those wonderful world-renowned partners with us. So Just to touch on our funding, I mentioned that we are in the due diligence process with the DOE and their loans program office. And I've had a few questions. There was some news, of course, about the DOE issuing grants to some companies. And in fact, American Battery Technology Company, I think that they said that they want to build something here in Tonopah. And I just want to clarify that that is a different pot of money than what we're going after. We're going for the Advanced Vehicle Technology Manufacturing Program. That is a loan. It is not a grant. And so we are in the final phases of that due diligence, and we hope to have some news on that in pretty short order. So just to clarify from questions that I've received.
More news on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, today is the Great American Smokeout, Romano, a day held every year to help encourage people to quit smoking. According to a recent study, those who quit and go on to adopt a healthy lifestyle can reduce their risk of death.
It shows that it's not just about quitting smoking. It's really about making these amazing lifestyle changes that will carry you through and will really lower your cardiovascular risk, cardiovascular mortality, and death from other things such as cancers and respiratory diseases as well.
Researchers in the study found that former smokers who were stricter with their body weight, diet, physical activity, and alcohol intake had a lower risk for death, cancer, and other diseases, and that was regardless of previous smoking patterns. Dr. Naya Vias with Cleveland Clinic says people may need to try multiple times before successfully quitting smoking. However, she encourages smokers not to give up. She often tells her patients to avoid any triggering environments where you'll be tempted to smoke, like at a bar or party. It can also be helpful to build a support system so you're held accountable.
It's important to remember that sometimes it can take more than one attempt to quit smoking altogether. So certainly get support with your family, your friends, your healthcare professionals. There are many resources out there.
Well, the CDC reports that tobacco is the leading cause of preventable disease, disability, and death in the United States. Nearly 40 million adults here still smoke cigarettes, including a lot of my friends and Romano, so quit smoking. Too many junk programs. That's something that Josh Osborne from Great Computer Deals is going to tell us about how that slows down your computer.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with FromZone Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today's topic, the most common issues we see at our computer repair center and how to avoid them, part 3. You think the biggest technology issue facing our customers this day and age would be their lack of computer knowledge. That's actually not the case at all. You'd be surprised to find that 50% of the problems that we help people solve are completely avoidable regardless of a customer's computer literacy. Today's issue, too many junk programs. When you buy a new computer in the store these days, you're already at a huge disadvantage because they pre-install what we like to call bloatware. These are software programs that are not malicious in nature, but offer nothing to the customer and are usually just an attempt to make more money off of it. Examples of these programs are trial versions of security software like McAfee, like Norton, and other utilities that offer little value and are simply just constant reminders to purchase more products from a specific manufacturer. And don't get me wrong, a big reason for computers having too many junk programs is also the fault of the computer owner themselves. Browser toolbars, buggy screensavers, antivirus software that uses up all of your resources, and various other junk applications will cause your computer to run slow. We recommend folks stay away from downloading and installing these worthless programs. Stick to name brand software from companies like Microsoft, Adobe, etc. So how do we avoid these problems? Well, it's really hard to buy a computer without some form of bloatware already pre-installed. At our computer store, we pride ourselves on offering machines with a clean install of Windows. If you buy yours elsewhere, you can always bring it in to us and we'll reinstall Windows without all that bloatware for a very fair cost. This will allow your desktop or laptop to run smoothly without all those background processes that are created with junk programs. You guys still need help? Well, come on down to our store. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, across the street from Pizza Hut, and in that same plaza as Game Corner, Arcade, and Fun Center. Or just give us a call, 775-990-8833. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. Anyway, that's it for today's lesson. I will catch you guys on the next one.
Well, there's the sweetest dog still available at Never Forgotten Animal Society. I got to tell you, if you love chows, this dog is for you. I know that Red doesn't show very well, but he's super loyal. And if you're looking for a great dog who's going to be wonderful for your family and a great pet, Red is for you. Pet Lemming from Never Forgotten is going to tell us all about him.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Red. He is a chow mix and he is about 2 years old. We found him running in the desert and he was under a car. We don't know how long he'd been there, but we were able to get him out and bring him in. And he's just a baby. He's just a sweet, sweet man once he gets to know you, but it does take him a minute to be able to trust you because he has been abused and it's going to take him some time to build that trust with you. He's a very, very sweet, loving guy once he gets to accept you. As you can see, he loves being petted. He loves being involved. He loves to go for walks. That's his most important thing is for him to go for a walk. That we're at Never Forgotten Animal Society at 520 East Street on the corner of Wilson and East Street in Pahrump, right behind Wells Fargo Bank. Our number is 775-537-8674. We are open Monday through Saturday from 10 until 5 every day. No appointments are necessary. You're welcome to come in anytime and visit all of our animals. We have 13 puppies. We've got a bunch of adult dogs. We've got chihuahuas. So anytime you're in the area, please feel free to stop by and say hi to these wonderful guys. And we hope to see you. Thank you.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look outside, what a beautiful mountain view we got of Mount Charleston today. We're going to find out more about what's in store for your weather after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Happy Thursday. Good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Thursday evening, by the way. Fernley and Fallon, lovely up there. 48 degrees, 46 in Fallon. Oh, that's the Cool Spot Award. Congratulations. That hardly ever happens out there. Carson City sitting pretty at 50 degrees, 48 degrees in both Tonopah and Goldfield. Weather Twins, congratulations. Beatty saw 60, 62 out in Amargosa. That's the Hot Spot Award winner. And Las Vegas close behind at a scant 59 degrees. Death Valley looking good, 71 here in the Paradise of Pahrump. Let's take a look. 54 degrees, that's our current temperature. 59 just a little bit earlier. Southerly winds to 4 miles per hour. Didn't do no harm as the sun rose this morning at 6:22 a.m. Set this evening about 45 minutes ago, 4:34. That's just getting earlier and earlier. Marching down to a low tonight of 36 degrees. We've got some cloudy skies, going to make a beautiful sunset. And I hear they're going to kind of come and go, but mostly come again around tomorrow. Look at this. Yeah, a little cloud. Tickle, tickle. 11 mile per hour winds and temperatures hugging pretty close to the 61 degree mark throughout the next 3-4 days. We get a couple days of sunshine Friday and Saturday. Won't that be nice? And Tuesday, winds kicking up a little bit with some cloud cover. No real talk of rain, though, early next week, so that's all right. And look at that, weather temperatures getting up into the mid and upper 60s. That's a nice little treat midweek. We'll look forward to that and see if we get some more of that coming Thursday, Friday. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25 from everyone up here on the Hill. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.